Hey everyone, Michelle here. I am just sharing with you today a video that I don't normally share. A lot of personal things that go on, but um, it's been a couple weeks and it's been really hard for me to get back on here, and I haven't done any videos. So, Winston had passed away. Um, it's been really hard because he's been part of some of my videos, and it's been just so difficult because animals we love, and our dogs are a family and they're human to us. And this was so unexpected. He was healthy, was 8 years old, and he didn't even exhibit any symptoms. So, he had like a little shiver, nothing out of the ordinary that he would, normally have from time to time with a little belly upset or something like that. um, he felt warm a little bit one day, but went away. Nothing, like I said, out of the ordinary. He was eating, drinking, he was going to the bathroom. Um, he It was a Wednesday, October 19th. He just had his bath and his haircut, and he was so handsome, and everything was fine. He was good the next couple days, and then all of a sudden on Friday noticed a little shiver. Nothing, didn't think anything of it because he's had that before with his belly upsets, like I said. But and then he was still eating, urinating, going to the bathroom, pooing. Nothing strange on Saturday. Seemed, I was home just relaxing. But and then Sunday I noticed he wasn't really eating too much. So I took him to the vet on Monday morning, and figured get him checked out, of course. But so they put an IV in to give him some fluids, and he was so tiny too. So he's only like 7.5 pounds. But so they did that, and he ended up having, he ended up staying there Monday night. The vet we go to is local and close to us, so we know him, and he actually would, since Winston's so small, he'll actually take him home to his house and keep an eye on him, which is nice. Um, so he did that Monday night, and then Tuesday night, um, he ended up, I think he did that again, but his kidney enzymes were elevated on Monday. So they were concerned, they were elevated. Okay. Then on Tuesday, they increased his kidney enzymes levels. So then what they did was they decided to test him for the lepto bacteria. It takes 1 to 3 days to get the results, though. So they did the test as fast as possible, sent it out. Um, Watched him overnight again with the IV fluids to help flush any toxins out of his kidneys and things like that. And then on Wednesday, they asked me, come on in because I haven't seen him. So I didn't want to go and get him too excited and then know that he couldn't come home. So, and then on Wednesday, they asked me to come in to see him so I can help maybe him eat a little bit. So I did, spent some time with him, and hugged on him and kissed on him. And then I left him, that night so he can rest and everything. And then the next morning they called and said that he passed away. It has been so devastating, and I am so heartbroken over losing my son. I feel like he's just like my son, part of my family, as all dogs are part of your family, your fur babies. And so um, it's just been so hard. I couldn't do a video sooner, and I'm still crying a mess over here after a couple weeks. But I wanted to let everybody just know what happened, so that if you're not seeing little Winston in the videos, um, he's not here. So they still didn't at that point know what happened. My whole world just crashed because Winston was with me 24/7, and he, he's my best bud, and we talked to each other all the time. Like, all you fur baby lovers out there know. But so we still didn't know what happened. So um, they were going to take, Winston to send him out to find out what caused this, because it was unexpected. We didn't really see any symptoms. And then my husband said, yes, go ahead. And then we were still waiting for that information back from the lab. So anyway, it was just such a day. And then on Friday, the vet did call and say that he was positive for the lepto virus. It's a bacteria, if you don't know, and it used to be where it was on farms or in wooded areas, or hunting dogs would get it. It's from wildlife, but now it's more prominent. Humans can get it through infected or contaminated water, um, and animals can get it, because if there's any wildlife or anything, any kind of urine or poo that happens on grass can get into the soil. When it rains, that soil runs down and creates in puddles and stuff. Well, it's not just for farmlands or anything like that anymore. It's actually more prominent now in local areas, more city-like areas, because more people have animals. It could happen in your own backyard, in your front yard. I mean, wherever there's water, puddles, animals that go to the bathroom, it could be not just a dog animal, but any wildlife animal, deers, cows, pets, just all sorts of things. And if you have little rabbits or what have you coming in your yard, urinating, pooing, anything, it can happen from that. If your dog goes and, like, say they sniff the area, and it touches their nose and they go to lick their nose, they could get the bacteria that way. It's usually from urine, um, from what I was reading, and there's still, you can research, obviously educate yourself and research, because I did a little bit, but I couldn't really dive in too much. Um, but we're just so, it was a shock, and it was just devastating. I can't even, there's like no words really to explain the pain and heartbreak that we are having now. And so we don't even know how we caught it. Like, we were at a friend's, and all our friends have dogs, and could that have happened there? Could have it happened in our backyard, because they were building a house next door, and all they cleared that lot. So you don't know what was living in that lot that was coming over to our yard. It could come from rats, like if urinating in the yard or pooing. And you know we were having issues in our county with garbage pickup, so they were saying there were a lot of rats throughout, what have you. But the thoughts and things can just go on, because you just think, and you think of this and that, and then you try to understand it. um, and I still don't understand. I just you feel like you should have been able to do something else to protect your baby, because that's your baby. You would do anything for your dogs, your fur babies, they're your family member. You would do anything for them to protect them and keep them safe. And it just was not. Um, I don't know. You just rack your brain and think that you could have, if I did something different, or should I brought him sooner. But him not really having any symptoms, we didn't think anything of it. And usually they will stop eating, and they may have problems with the urination. Well, I monitor his urination and his poo, because I have the Brilliant Pad, and it takes pictures of things, and it lets you know, it alerts you if if it hasn't seen your dog on there yet, it'll alert you and tell you, hey, what's going on. And but that didn't happen. I look back at my logs, like the pictures and thing, and just on those days to make sure. And he was urinating and pooing fine. He wasn't vomiting. That's one of the signs. Um, and then chills, it said, and then I think fever or headache, or stomach ache or something. There's some signs, but the only thing he had was a little chill. So, usually you get a little chill and he's fine the next day or so. So it wasn't like something where we felt like he was having like an urgent issue, now if he wasn't eating and vomiting, now, yeah, that's a high alert, would have brought him right away, but he didn't have any of the symptoms. So, but you still kick yourself, like, you know, maybe just all the things. It's just so horrible. Um, and then, you always feel like, oh, it was my fault. I should have done something. Maybe I didn't, but you can go back and then I wish I was there that night. Like, what, I wish I never had left him overnight there. I should have brought him home with me, but we didn't know. But on that Wednesday, the morning that they called and asked me to come in to feed him, they said his actual levels even increased higher. So that's why they were like greater than 800, I think. And they thought at one point that they could just do a kidney diet and then like change his food for kidney food and stuff like that. But so they were really concerned on Wednesday, but then they thought it would be able to be reversed. I guess they were, with the fluids and everything that went on, you're doing the best you can trying to figure out things. But so with the leptovirus, I would just say everybody research it. They used to have a little part of that into one of the vaccines. So the core vaccines that your dog gets are the core ones that they kind of have to get, or that is recommended by the vets and I'm sure the CDC or whatever. But the core vaccines, normally you would give your dog, usually they get those. But this one, the Lepto, it used to be part of one of the other ones. And I don't remember if it was part of the Paro or Distemper or something like that. It was part of one of them. They used to have it in there, but they took it out, I guess, from what I understand. And I may be wrong. So Jeff, definitely research, talk to your vet about it. I'm no expert by any means. And they thought they singly had like a separate vaccine for it. Well, they don't normally give it to real small dogs, because there is are adverse reactions to it. So it can, I think it can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and stuff. It can maybe cause, like, I think some tumors in certain dogs and stuff like that. But anyhow, and they don't normally give it to small dogs, but it's something to discuss if you do have a dog, to discuss with your vet about it and get more information and research about it. Because I mean, we've had 3 other dogs before in the past, and none of them have ever gotten the lepto vaccine, or um, unless back then it was integrated in one of the vaccines. I don't know. But most dogs that are of a better weight can handle the vaccine better. So anyhow, so just double check if you want to research it and get some information from your vet. I would highly recommend that. Um, and if you're not a fan of vaccines, that's fine. You don't have to do anything. That's your choice, of course. But I know that in the future, when our family does have another fur baby, we will definitely research and look into that a little bit more and really, really discuss with our vet, because for Winston to only be 8 years old and for this to just be so unexpected, for this to happen, it's just so, I can't even, I'm still not, I'll never get over it. And no one will ever replace Winston. Of course, no one ever replaces your dog that passes, but they bring so much joy to your life that, we will, have another fur baby in the future. But um, I just wanted to share this with you to let you know um, what happened, because I just can't even, I'm still having a hard time with it. As anyone would with losing a little fur baby that's been so close to your heart and everything. And I just can't it's just rough with him not being here. So anyhow, I hope if uh, sometimes I'm in a fog a little bit. So if any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer if you have any questions. But I do appreciate um, you know all of your support and everything. So and Winston is, part of my mailings. So his pictures are all over everything, and those are going to stay there for a while. I feel like he's been part of my little Scentsy, business. And, we do it together, and it's just, he's a part of it. So, um, we'll keep his memory alive through my little mailings with that for a while until I feel, it's time to, not that I'm going to forget him or let him go or anything like that. But just, I know as time goes on, but anyway, he'll be a part of that for a while. But at least I have some videos with him in it. And, I'm thankful that I did get to hug him and squeeze him that day and give him a kiss. But he was so excited to see me, and I just feel like that was his last. Um, I feel like he saw me, and then that was his night. He did he many dogs don't want to die in front of their owners anyway. They try to go away somewhere. I know our older Maltese Bentley, he would try to get away in another room, and he ended up having a stroke. But that was a whole nother thing. But and I think he saw me, and maybe he felt it was okay. It was time. I don't know. But his kidney. Oh, I meant to tell you his. So with the lepto bacteria, it affects your kidneys fast, apparently immediately. But he was an acute kidney injury, and then um, apparently, as his levels were increasing, he was deteriorating and ended up in kidney failure. So they couldn't, obviously do. It was like it was nothing else you could do at that point when he went in official kidney failure and bleeding and stuff like that internally. So so that's just this what happened with him. And but so um I'm sorry, this didn't mean to make the video so long, but just wanted to share with you so you knew what happened. You won't see little Winston, but he's going to be in our hearts and forever with us. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll be back. I'll be back soon. And angel blessings, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.